In this video, I'm going to be reviewing the Orom Polar Notebook. I'll go over the specs, I will do a paper test, and I'll tell you what I like and don't like about this notebook coming up. This is the Polar Notebook from a Korean company called Orom. It is 9.8 by 7.5 inches. You can see it compared to a Papermind A5 Tranext notebook. You can see it's a bit taller and a bit wider. Now, this is a company that I have not heard of before. The paper in this is B7. I believe it's the Tranext. It's hard to get full specs on this because the Orom website doesn't give a lot of details. There is a website that has these for sale for $28. They come in a gray color and a blue color. I'll link that in the description below. They say it's 68 GSM paper, but it feels quite thick. But let's walk through the notebook and we'll talk about it. So we have this interesting gold foil stamp on the front here. Don't really know what that is. If you guys know, let me know. Polar, it says a fountain pen notebook. And then we have a 9mm ruled pages. It's fountain pen friendly and it has these little tear off tabs. And we'll remove the belly band here so we can see the cover a bit better. So you can see the debossing of the Orom logo, and it says since 1987. And the cover itself is this rubber material. It sort of has like this gray, like wool melange kind of look to it, and it's ribbed. It feels quite nice. The smell of it is not very good though, so don't smell it. But I will say this feels nicer than a lot of the leatherette covers that I normally experience on other notebooks. Now, opening it, we have this nice textured gray paste down. It says Polar, place for name, and B7. So this is B7 Tranext paper in here. There is 160 pages, and they go for $28. There's a gray color and a blue color. On the website that I'm linking, where I think I see these for sale, because there's not a lot of places that sell these, and the Orom website isn't particularly useful. They say it's 68 GSM paper, but that's for sure not correct. So I'm not 100% sure if what I'm linking to is a different notebook than this, but it looks the same. So I'm guessing it's just a mistake in their listing. But this was loaned to me by a friend, so it is what it is. In terms of the page style here, we have these tear off tabs so you can quickly find your current page. So this is in place of any bookmark. I think this is my first time seeing it up here. A lot of times I've seen planners and things where it's down here. So it's interesting that they put it up in the top corner instead of in the bottom. Now, in terms of the layout, we do have a higher margin at the top than at the bottom. We do have a little margin on the sides here. We have a solid gray 9mm ruling here. It's a pretty nice, luxurious size. It does lay very flat. It's a stitched binding. Overall, very happy with the performance of this, and it is B7 Tranext, like the Tranext paper that we use, so it's extremely fountain pen friendly. And yeah, I mean, everything on the face of this looks fantastic. And basically all of the pens did really, really nicely. We saw a little bit of spotting on just one area of this Super Wet Pilot 2.4mm parallel pen, but like the Troublemaker pens don't even bleed through. You got a little bit just trying to come through, but not fully penetrating the paper on the Copic sketch. I mean, this is really tough stuff when it comes to ink. Now, the weight of the paper, I've been trying to figure out, it feels very heavy to me, and I think it is a thicker version of Tranext. So we use the 83 GSM version in our Papermind Tranext notebook. This feels even thicker than that. So it must be like in the 100 range. So it's very, very thick. But that's pretty much it. This is a very nice notebook. You don't mind the rubbery smell of the cover. I think it's a pretty good choice. The paper to me feels too thick. I'm pretty sure it's 100 GSM or more, and it does have a stiffness that I don't necessarily like, but writing on it is nice and it does lay flat and it's put together really nicely. And for $28, I think this can be a good buy if you're not worried about the rubbery smell of the cover. So what are my pros and cons for the Orom Polar Notebook? Well, I think it's really well made. It has fantastic Tranext paper, which of course I love. It lays very flat. I think it's got a nice size. The 9mm ruling is very luxurious, and I think it's priced pretty well at $28. And I think that's the price. In terms of cons, there's limited places to get these. The site that I have that I think sells them doesn't list this heavy paper. I think this has to be 100G or more paper. They say it's 68 GSM, so availability, not 100% sure. The biggest thing is the smell. The cover is rubber and it does kind of stink. I don't really, you're not going to smell it when it's sitting on your desk, but if you're flipping through it, like I just did, or you put your nose close to it, it really does have a strong rubber smell. I also am not a huge fan of really thick paper like this, even though it is great, very fountain pen friendly paper because it's Tranext, it's coated, nothing's going to bleed or feather on this at all. You will have slower dry times, which is just the nature of this kind of paper. But the heavyweight paper, it's just not as pleasant to use, I think, in a notebook. I also prefer a ribbon bookmark to these sort of tear out tabs. Like I think these make sense in a planner where you're never going back somewhere, but with a notebook, it's nice to have something, one that's easier to use than tearing out these little tabs, but also something you can put a bookmark, back in the front of it after you've used it if you want to reference something. Of course, you can just put a paper bookmark in this, but I just prefer the ribbon bookmark to that style thing. But overall, really nice notebook, good price. The biggest thing for me is the paper is thicker than I like, but this could be a good option, especially if you're not worried about a rubber smell. That's pretty much it. Do you guys have this notebook? Do you like this notebook? Let me know in the comment section below. If you like this video, please hit that like button. And if you want to see more fountain pen paper and ink videos, please hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much, and until next time.